I lived in a suburban area in Las Vegas, and so we were about 30 minutes from the Strip in downtown Las Vegas, and so we weren't in the middle of the city. We had AP and honors classes. All of my schools growing up were very racially diverse. I think white was still the majority race in all of my schools, but it wasn't by much. There's all different races and ethnicities represented. In terms of poverty, I lived in a mostly middle class area, so the majority was middle class. There was a few upper class and lower class. I wouldn't say there was too many high poverty in my area. And for myself, I would say I fit into most of the majorities, being white and middle class.
How were others excluded from school activities and curriculum?
So I think the way that other people or minorities could have been excluded in my schools, the one that I thought of first is in high school I was always involved in student council, and in Las Vegas, being Mormon isn't the majority, but all of the Mormon kids always do student council, and so student council, being school government, is supposed to represent all of the student population, and even though being Mormon isn't the majority, everyone was represented by mostly white Mormon girls, and so they could have not been, minorities couldn't have been represented that way. Also, most of my teachers were white, and so I always had that usually in common with them that other minorities couldn't have.
I believe my parents created my cultural capital for me. For the embodied state of cultural capital, education was always made a priority at my home because both of my parents were the first college graduates in their own families, and so education was number one for us kids. I read every night with my mom. She was able to stay home and be with us kids while my dad worked, and so she taught us before we attended kindergarten, so I was able to read before I started kindergarten. I also didn't have to work a full-time job in high school, so it gave me the time to take harder classes and even be involved in sports and leadership positions in high school. And so all of this together caused me to have better grades and even a better education than others that couldn't do the things I could, and so that contributed to part of my cultural capital. For the objectified state of cultural capital, I have a few things listed here that are material objects that could be used to indicate my own or my family's social class during my schooling. So in high school, I had a nice working car. It wasn't a Tesla by any means, but it worked and was nicer than other students in the parking lot. We have a house in Las Vegas and in Cedar City, a vacation home. I wore mostly name brand clothes. I had an iPhone and a MacBook. I was used to eating nice food at home and going out to eat frequently, and we also took vacations and trips as a family. So all of those things could be used to indicate social class, which could contribute to my own cultural capital during school and following till now. So the last part of cultural capital is the institutionalized state, and that is the way society measures our cultural capital. So I have a few things here. I graduated high school with an advanced honors diploma, which society would place above a normal diploma. I am on an academic scholarship at a university, which is caused from the grades I was able to get from the embodied state. I am a presidential ambassador, which gives me connections through the university and other universities, and I was always able to hold leadership positions in high school and in college because I didn't have to work a full-time job, like I said. So all of these are interconnected, and because I held leadership positions in high school, I was able to do things like meet the mayor and have those connections. And in my family, I'm expected to obtain at least a bachelor's degree. So all of these things add up to opportunities for myself and eventually money, and that can contribute to my cultural capital.
How did the ideology of your school affect you versus other students?
My principal of my high school, starting my freshman year, was a white Mormon male. Started my freshman year, and I felt like I related to him a lot more than other students could because he spoke at our seminary. He just understood me, what my life was like, how I grew up, maybe more than other students. And even though he was a great principal and very open and everything to every student, I think maybe if you were a Hispanic bisexual student, you might not relate to him as much as I did. So I think the key to providing equitable experiences for everyone is to educate everyone equally. I think there's lots of specifics you could get into, but the bottom line is you're here to educate, and so every student needs to feel welcome and needs to feel safe in your classroom. So I think as teachers, if you have a personal bias, to leave it outside the classroom and come in and educate all students.
What ideologies will you promote or resist in your future classroom?
In my classroom, I will definitely resist the ideology of any type of privilege. So whether that be Christian, heterosexual, white privilege, any of the majority privilege, I think that if we don't want it to exist in the world, in the real world, then we can't have it exist in the classroom.